All right. Here we are. We are here for the Flat Earth $1,000 challenge. This is gonna be hilarious. Who's online? Anybody want to take a chance? Anybody want to go for the? Anybody want to take a chance and try to get that $1,000? I am ready. I'm ready to give away my money. So I'm on Discord here. I'm gonna spend about a half an hour, trying to make it easy. Any flat earther who can make a flat Earth point, I cannot debunk. So, well, so far, so bad. We got me in here. It's heartbreaking. There's just no one who wants to go for it. So, I don't know. Yeah, I know. But I want to give them hope so I can crush it. Because how dare flat earthers push this flat earth? Oh, Dawn, you got a flat earth point that I didn't debunk. What is it? 4 months ago? It'll take 509 flat pitchers and make a flat plane. Where do you get a ball? So here's one. A guy shows a picture, a flat area, and he not getting that your 2-mile wide photo of the horizon is about one 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 twelve thousandth of a mile curved from one end to another. Can you see it? Yeah. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. So, it's fine. I'm gonna be in here all by myself. Snacks. Hey, Snacks. Are you a flat earther? Can you invite others? I was 8 minutes late. I apologize. The show is on. The smartest man on earth. I didn't. What did he say? Listen, at least made up black holes promote death. Something like that. What? What? Don? Don, what are you referring to, buddy? What is the actual flat Earth points? Well, anyway, so it doesn't look like anyone's taking it. I'm gonna stay on here for just a measly half an hour, and Chad is dead. No, I'm talking in a flat Earth debate. He won't tell you his point. He'll just keep repeating that you owe him. Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about Dawn. Elites make up black holes for remote death. Oh, okay. Here's the debunk. No, they don't. There we go. So that's the end of that. Where I can confirm snack is a trigger. God, I don't know what goes on with you guys. I don't know the nuances of what goes on with you guys. Well, Don, if you make a statement without proof, your statement will be debunked without proof. I mean, come on. Anyway, so we got 3 people in here. Yay! Look at that. I'm not alone. There are others. Um there are others. So, guys, come on. Get your flat earth friends in here. Let's you know what? Let's help the flat earth. Let's help the flat earth community. They are really desperate after the black swan beating. Um they're lost. Their hope is fading. Let's not. I've gotten banned from 24/7 like at least 2 or 3 times. Mute button Nate and quantum what's his name, quantum eraser. Yeah, those guys. um yeah, I embarrassed Bev and Emma on their own channel, and they begged me to come back, and I did, and I embarrassed them again, and you know so this is just for fun, guys. I mean, I am low hanging fruit. you know Oh, I've been told that I am the weakest of the globe earthers. So if the weakest globe earther can crush the flat earth, what does that tell you? You know, what does that tell you? Danny Pratt gave me a shout out, well, some hate out on his anti Simon Dan response video. I felt honored. He was like, "Hey, Simon Dan, you don't know shit," and blah blah blah. And to the guy that's offering $1,000, you don't know shit either. I'm like, oh sweet, I got mentioned in the same video as Simon Dan. Nice. No, it's okay. I'll take the title of weakest glober, because if I am the weakest and I still crush them, it makes them look. It's like the Romans. Remember, the Romans would honor the cultures that they would defeat by propping them up as great to make them look even greater. So, hey, I am the weakest link. But it doesn't look like any flat earther has the courage. Yeah, Dawn, come on, Dawn Donuts. Where are you at, buddy? I'm sitting up here just wasting everyone's time in here. All 3 of you. Who's the third person? Is it me? That's right. I will forever remind people that flat Earth is one of a few cynical. Um, I'm sorry, but it comes from racism. It's not that every flat earther is a racist, but the movement itself was motivated by a cynicism. Here's what really happened. Black people would routinely point out conspiracies, government conspiracies, to exploit them, and the larger white society would deny that. They'd say, "Oh, that's just black people being complaining and whining," and then it turns out they were right. All these, revelations, Nixon and Reagan and the CIA, and even police exposing the bias, the systemic bias, right? Well, you had a group of people in the 70s, and I can't find this. There's a playbook. There is a GOP conservative playbook where they're supposed to be using liberal concepts and terms, but they just reflect them. They're like, okay, if they call you a such and such, then you call them the same thing. And it's from the late 70s, and I can't find it. But I was reading part of it, and I was like, wow, there really is a playbook here, you know? And so what really got me was how Nixon, after apparently being a decent fellow, I guess, was busted by his own top aide for trying to use the war on drugs to destroy black communities. Well, okay, you fast forward to Waco, and you got Waco, what is it, David Koresh or whatever, and the people saying that Waco was a government inside job and, you know, all that. That kind of took off. And then 9/11, the idea that 9/11 wasn't done by the terrorists, it was a mirage or whatever. And then the birthers, and then, you know, all these other conspiracies. And these conspiracies are just designed because you have cynics that say, "Oh, we're sick of black people complaining about conspiracies, so let's make up a conspiracy, guys. Let's just say that there's a conspiracy so that we can shut those blankers up. We can just shut them up. We're sick of them complaining about conspiracies." So that's why you have Q. You got MAGA. You got, what is this, romper stompers or whatever the heck they're called. You know, these goons out right now. You got the Proud Boys. You got Europa. You got all these crazy conspiracies, and even the idea of simply saying, "Oh, there's a conspiracy." What do they call it? Deep state, right? All that does is, if black people speak up about a conspiracy to exploit them, then the white person says, "Oh, nope, sorry, we got a conspiracy too. We got a conspiracy too. So you can't say nothing," right? It's just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump was simply someone saying, a whole bunch of people trying to push this idea was, well, they elected Barack Obama, and we think he's terrible, but you guys love him so much. We're going to find a terrible person too and push to get him elected. And we're going to love him just as much as you love Obama, no matter what. And so here we have the country falling apart. To Great Britain and the other countries, I apologize on behalf of America for bringing the disease to your doorstep again and again and again with our ignorance. But that's what's happened. So flat Earth is just the desire for people to express their cynicism about believing anything that is reliable and consistent, right? Because, you know, it's like with it's like, doesn't it always amaze you how flat earthers and these others, they will list so many conspiracies, but they skip over all of the ones that have to do with white supremacy. It's like, if you're going to list like 50 conspiracies, the Illuminati, you know, um, just whatever, you know, the 5G towers are spreading the COVID-19, whatever it is, and you go through the list and you're going all the way back to the 1800s, and why do you why do y'all skip over the white supremacy stuff? Like, and that's the stuff that's been proven. Like, I can't prove that the Illuminati are particular individuals that did particular things, but we can definitely prove that Hitler hated black people and Jews, apartheid, and, you know, segregation and Jim Crow laws and slavery and so on and so on and so forth. And yet you never hear these people talk about it. And then they'll be the first one to say, "Well, I'm not racist." So flat earth is just, it's a part of that. And then of course you got your religion, you know, people are trying to invoke God. They don't, it's not that they love God, it's that they want to force God to come. Like the way they're thinking is, well, if we do this, the Bible says God will come. So we're going to make God come, like God's up in heaven going, "Oh, darn it. They did that. So now I got to come. Now the second coming has to happen in 2020. Shit. I don't have a choice now." And then God's going to come, and then God's going to rapture them up to heaven. And then the rest of us colored folk, for the most part, are going to look up and go, "Oh, gosh, they were right. Oh, my goodness, God really is real," you know, whatever it is. So flat earth, 90% of them are religious nut jobs, you know. And I read the Bible, you know, and Yeah, they're not gonna come. They're not gonna come. $1,000 won't do it. I could prostrate myself before the flat Earth crowd and say, "Listen, you guys are right. I'm wrong." You know, Danny Pratt, who went off on me in one of his videos, I trolled the heck out of him. I got one little measly little comment. You know, that drunkard couldn't possibly hold a debate, and that's it. So, um, yeah, I guess that's what this is about. I'm a low hanging fruit. I'm the weakest flat earther. Sorry, the weakest glober, and the flat earthers are just, I don't know. Maybe I'm not good enough for them to even be bothered for them to debate. You know. But Dawn is really trying. Um, Dawn, what is your actual flat Earth point? Yeah, like Dawn's point is that, what is it? That black holes were invented by the elite to kill us? Like what? Like, how's that even a flat Earth point? You know? I tried to get some flat Earth. So what's the challenge? The challenge is for a flat Earth to bring up any point. For $1,000, if you can bring up any flat Earth point that I can't debunk, and $2,000 if you can tell me how far away the Earth is from the sun, and I can't debunk that. Now, if you say it's 93 million miles and the Earth is flat, that's still a debunkable point, because at 93 million miles away, the entire Earth will be illuminated with sunshine 24 hours a day. So, yeah. Yeah. So, hey, 4 people came in here. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Um, and my debunk to your claim is no. Elites did not make up black holes to promote death. I mean, you gotta show a flat Earth point, not merely make up and. All right. See, like, he's speaking on people's intentions. Like, they made up black holes to promote death. All right. So, um, any guys up in here have anything? Any. Also, 24-hour sunshine with the sun 3,000 miles away. I plotted graphs of the sun elevation angle and solar irradiance. I used a BBC micro emulator. Oh, wow. Okay. Wait a minute. Are you the person that they were speaking about in the chat room? Are you a female? Yes. Sable Eagle. Are you female? Because they kept saying she did this and she did that, and that's, unfortunately, in our patriarchal society, it's rare to hear a woman be mentioned as a specific person. So I say all that just out of a sense of respect for the fact that stood out. And they were speaking of someone that was a female scientist who used some kind of calculation from a computer program back in the 1980s. And I was like, wow. I mean, that was before flat Earth was even a thing, you know. Um, not that I've noticed. Um, wow. It's like, I understand it. I just don't do the math to understand it. It's like, I understand that at 3,000 miles away, first of all, the sun is shining in every direction. So you're still going to have the sun be seen everywhere. And then, depending on how high the sun up is, it's like the sun 3,000 miles high. So what would you see And actually, can maybe I can promote your program on here. Just say, hey, Sable Eagle did this. Check this out. This is to show how flat Earth is debunked with the basic functions of math and geometry. Um, so, well, I could let this run for another half an hour. I have nothing to lose by doing so, you know. But yeah, so Sable Eagle, would you be willing to show that program? Yeah, I think what has happened is that the flat Earth community has been smashed hard. I think that they've been reduced greatly, and there's not much left to debunk. We just have to keep doing mop-up operations every. Could you post a link to your channel, Sable Eagle? Just let's do some cross promoting, just for fun. I'm never gonna make $1 million here. I'm not gonna get 3,000 people, but hey, what if I get 1,000? You know, no. Yeah, but see, you gotta remember, we're only one generation away from being brought back into ignorance. So, with this Donald Trump nonsense going on, I could see 10 years from now, Flat Earth 2.0 popping up. You know, so we gotta be ever vigilant, ever vigilant. Ooh, a Flat Earth Q account. This guy, Flat Earth Truth on Twitter. What measurements? I said you can prove the distance from the ball Earth to the sun. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's get this guy to join us. Let's see if we can get him to join us. Oh crap! I don't know how to show the link. How do I show the link? Um. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that's the studio version. Um. No, that's not it. Let's see. I'm streaming. I'm not really good at this yet, and I'm live now. And here's my stream. Okay, there we go. So now I say I'm gonna close that player. Um, there we go. All right. So now we go back to the tweet. There you go. There you go. His name is at F Earth Truth. He has a Q in his symbol, so we see that. And he goes, "What measurements?" I said, "You can't prove the distance from the ball Earth to the sun. You can only guess. You seem to always get things twisted." Huh. Wow. Okay, so debunk 93 million miles. There we go. The debunking. I remember what do they call it? The conjuring. I like to call it the debunking. Like when I really be on a roll, I'd be like, it's the debunking, Like I want to get to a point where I just start making little things like I did the kill shot. And someone took my kill shot thing and made it their thing. That's some copyright infringement right there. But when you really get a flat earther with a one sentence debunk, and there's that 3 to 5 seconds of silence, that's a kill shot, you know. And even the professor in the Discord, he said, "Hey, kill shot." I'm like, I wish I could say it was a kill shot today. Not quite, not quite. Um, those are ugly. As a German, I'm super grateful that Herr Drumpf rarely brings up his heritage. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Let's give Germans some credit. They've been really trying to turn things around. I have a lot of respect for Angela. She's a really good leader. But this is the legacy. I mean, it's going to take generations to clean up the mess of white supremacy, and America tends to lag behind the rest of the world when it comes to that. But yeah, our trashiest family. Yeah, well, I don't know. The Heidelers, those were a pretty trashy family too. Oops. No, I'm just sorry. I couldn't help it. Um, but yep. So you guys are awesome. Just hanging out here. Wow. Dawn is streaming in the religion room. Who cares? Dawn, you idiot. Make a point that I cannot debunk. Okay. If you've heard of Operation Paperclip, I've heard of that, but I forgot what it's about. There's a lot of those operations. Operation Athena, Paperclip. What's Paperclip? Let's look up that one. Was a secret program by the blah 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 germ. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah, that was what established, or partly what established the Air Force. No. That's what established the jet propulsion and NASA. He has a obstruction isn't caused by curvature. Obstruction isn't caused by curvature. Okay. So Don's flat Earth point, he might get this $1,000. The obstruction isn't caused by curvature. So here is my response. Okay, go get our little video. Oops, I don't know. Don is he's really a slow one. I tell you, he doesn't quite have the brain power. But I give him some credit. He did come up with a point here. Oh, look, there's Chemo. Chemo showing some Russian stuff. So no surprise there. Okay, so Lake Pontchartrain Bridge is curved and is being obstructed by the curvature of the Earth. So there you go. That's the end of that. This is kind of boring. I want this to be more entertaining, but I don't want to sell out. I don't know what I'm going to do, because I think I'd do a really good job if I can just get my delivery together. Oh, I'd love to debate Chemo. Like, I went back and forth with Chemo, but see, when you're in the Discord room and you're debating these guys, they tend to do this tactic to annoy the rest of the room. The room doesn't want to hear a bunch of droning on between two assholes back and forth. If it's going to be a debate, it's going to be a debate. And Chemo, he's like me in the sense that he can use his cadence to try to keep talking, even though he may lose the audience. But at least I'm self-aware. He doesn't know how to shut up, So when I first came into that room, I literally chemoed Chemo. And I told him I was going to do it. And so I did it. And man, he had a meltdown one time. That was epic. He started going on and on about black people or something, or people, rappers or something. I forget. It was awesome. The hate flowed through him. Now, yeah, I debunked you for perv not causing obstruction. With my picture. That's the end of that. Patrick, man. Well, anybody else wants a paperclip? Was a let's gather all those scientists and have their knowledge. Yeah. That sounds about right. I never really learned much about that. You tell him one thing and the next thing he asks the same question. Yeah. I mean, but there's no flat earther who is. Now he says, who decides if that's a debunk? What's blocking the back of the bridge? He's playing COD again. What's CL Call of Duty? I don't play Call of Duty, Dawn. Yeah, buddy. Anybody got some ideas? Whatever happened to Flat Out Zero? I mean, Hero and all of his $10,000. I don't know. I don't really know who that is. Let's see. The flat earthers I've engaged most heavily are Nathan Oakley. I caused him to have. Well, this was some time ago. I we did 50 minutes of back and forth, which he obviously would never do now, but 50 minutes of me debunking his concept of necessary antecedents. That's all I did. I said, these are necessary. They're not necessary antecedents. They're not necessary to push as a presumption. You're presuming something. And we went back and forth, and, you know, I embarrassed him. You know, Quantum Eraser is really bad in the sense that he went to my Discord. I was just starting out in Discord, and I had 3 people from his Discord challenge me debate, and we were debating. And then he comes in and orders them out. And what pissed me off is that they left like he was their boss. I was like, wow, that's really lame. You know, you had a little debate with FOH. Who's FOH? Oh, flat out. Okay, gotcha. FOH about 4 months ago. Haven't seen some. Nathan Oakley is so insanely ignorant. Yeah, Nathan Oakley is conspiracy cats really got him. That was good. And so what you're saying right now is on their channel, you're seeing the same 6 or 7 flat earthers give him money. So that's all it is. They're just, it's like a closed economy. You know, there's nothing there's nothing to really worry about. You know, you look at their views, they get maybe 1,000 views. Whoop-de-doo, and it's the same people. So, oh gosh, let's see if I worded it wrong again in take 2. He's streaming to 5 people while I'm trolling him. Yes, that's right, Dawn. You are trolling me while I'm streaming. This is my second stream ever, and I'm not even good at this. You gotta start somewhere, buddy. You know, the PS5. You know, he owes me to the Dawn. If you come to the stream or we have a one-on-one, you can more clearly articulate your flat earth point, and then we can directly respond to debunk. But you seem to lose track of the fact that I debunked you, and you're like getting distracted. I don't know. You know. So, like, I showed you a picture of the bridge being blocked by itself. It's curved, and the back of the bridge is blocked by the front of the bridge, and it's over the water, and it's not a bridge. It's not like raising an altitude over the water. It's the same altitude over the water. So I debunked you, and it is getting silly. Yeah. You are silly. Anyway, let's go back to the stream. Let's see what we got here. I'm Shilly Man. Shilly Man. Oh, you're Dawn. Hey, Dawn, buddy. What's going on, buddy? Yes. Oh man. Okay. See, now I can get fun. So, Dawn, your first point, I debunked. I showed the bridge. So that's the end of that. You asked who can decide. I guess our eyeballs. I mean, can you see the back of the bridge? Hey, Dawn, you tell me what's behind that bridge, because you can see part of what's behind it, you know, on the left side, as if the curve of the bridge, the curve of the water, is blocking the other part of it. So that should be, you know. So look, Dawn, buddy, trying to do psychological tactics to trick the other people in this discussion isn't going to work. You asked, I'll tell you what, if the other 4 or 5 people could simply give a response, like a yes or a no, or some kind of emoji, just let me know if I debunked him or not. He asked for me to show, I'm sorry, the argument was that things are not obscured by the curvature of the earth. Okay, am I right? Did I get that right? And my response was, I showed you a picture of the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge where it's showing the back of the bridge being obscured by the curvature of the earth, the water, and the bridge itself, the front of the bridge. And you say, well, who's to say? Who gets to decide if that's sufficient or something? And I'm like, well, your eyeballs. I mean, can you see behind the part that we all see? So I consider that to be a debunk. Does anybody else disagree besides Dawn? I pre-assume that curvature is not a debunk. I don't even understand what you're meaning at this point. Why don't you re-articulate your original argument? Why don't you, Dawn, officially right here in this live stream, please articulate your flat earth point, and then we will see if I can debunk you. Let's start all over, because you're just, yeah. And we got 17 minutes. Okay, it's almost 3 o'clock. I got other things to do. So you want to make your point, or do you type that slowly? I mean, you can just cut and paste what you did in the Discord. Okay, so his flat earth point is that obstruction isn't due to curvature. Okay, so I showed a picture of the flat earth. I'm sorry, of the curved earth in the picture as shown by the Pontchartrain bridge. So the Pontchartrain bridge is curving towards the viewer, right? It's curving towards the left. And so you can see part of the bridge behind the other part, but you can't see all of the bridge behind the other part of the bridge. So that right there debunks you. In addition, you can't see the water because you can see the bridge is curving. So it's following the path of the water. There's no elevation. That's the key right there. There is no elevation from the surface of the water. The pylons are all the same height. You can see that the bridge is the same height off of the water as you're moving along. What more do you need? So to the rest of the 4 or 5 people in here, did I debunk his points that, what was the point? Let's see. Curvature is not a debunk. PayPal link in the description. Oh, his point that obstruction isn't due to curvature. Did I debunk him? Yes or no? Okay, so one person says that you lost. Mr. Lottie says I should probably pay Dawn the 3,000 or else, but he hasn't said if come on, Dawn. You're low hanging fruit. Step it up a bit. Flat Earth is lame. Of course, Dawn is listen, bro. Of course. Where are you? There you are. It's still fun. Jeremy, Jeremy is a copy. Okay, so here's my response. The bridge being blocked by the bridge. Elevation from the water. There's no variation. Guys, I'm sorry I can't make this more entertaining. I'm still new, so I apologize. But hey, that's how it is. That's how it is. I'm doing the best I can here. What's his name? Dawn Donuts. Dawn Donuts. Mark S. Spoiler. I want a spoiler. Okay, so, well, that's the end of that. Sable Eagle, you can point out that Venus is closer to the sun than the Earth and therefore can't be beyond 90 degrees from the sun. You can remind him that Venus doesn't have 4 big moons and Jupiter has. That's good. You can point out that he's looking away from the sun. Wait a minute, what was the original? Oh, I see. This is like trying to explain to you that the very bright light in the sky, almost exactly opposite the sun, is Jupiter. Opposite the sun. When I think of opposite, I think of what's directly behind my view of the sun. But opposition can also mean 90 degrees from the direct line of sight. Um, Oh, there, yeah, the troll factor. Like, I want to, I have a whole little thing where I want to just do a bunch of videos, hit jobbing every flat earther, and then I would rate them on their different tactics. And there's this whole thing behind it that I think would be kind of funny. But that's further down one day when I have more time on my hands. If Biden loses, I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands. I'll tell you that. Um, if flat Earth president ends up getting a second term, I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, I think a lot of these flat earthers, though, I don't think that they're really flat earthers. I think there's a couple things going. I think yes, there's trolling, but there's also psychological and debate classes that they're taking, and I think that some of them have to practice how to win a debate with, you know, that's unwinnable. It's like the Kobayashi Maru of debating. So I think in some colleges they have like these, philosophy and debating courses where it's like, okay, pick a topic that you know is impossible to win in a debate, and your job is to try to win the debate. And you can go out, record yourself on Twitter or on Discord or whatever, and then we'll see how well you did, you know. And that's, Logic 123 or whatever, whatever the courses are. And then there might be more to it, like in the psychological level, is the nuance of trolling, the nuance of taking the mic, the nuances of how to be convincing and compelling to a skeptical audience, you know. So I think that's a lot of that going on. But people like Nathan Thompson, oh yeah, he needs help. Okay, he's like Rick James, he needs help, you know. Um, is he more Irish or German? Wow, wow. Yeah, I mean, it was like the end of when Obama got elected. It was like the end of Return of the Jedi. You know what I mean? That's how it was, because Bush was horrible. You know, and I don't get why people don't seem to see the correlation. You get a Democratic president who's got flaws, right? The Democratic president, on his last day of office, he leaves a letter saying, "Hey, be careful. This terrible thing is going to happen. So get ready." The Republican president gets in office, doesn't pay attention, and gets caught flat-footed. Then the Republican president tries to blame the Democratic president for not leaving enough heads up. So 9/11, Clinton left the letter. It said, "Hey, Osama bin Laden's going to attack. Get ready." Flat-footed. Obama, 6 months before he leaves office, he's like, "Okay, we need a task force because there's going to be a pandemic. So let's have this task force ready. Get ready. It's coming." I mean, it's on video. He's like literally saying, "There's not a question of if, it's a question of when there's going to be a pandemic." This idiot Trump caught flat on his face, and we're paying for it. So, I don't know. I don't know if even religious people should look at this as an act of God. I mean, God is sending, his plagues and pestilence, every time a Republican gets elected. I don't know. So, yeah, this is good. See, like, you're talking about Venus, save illegal. You're talking about Venus and the sun, and I'm trying to process it now. I can visualize it, and this is what I can't do in the Discord. I can't really have this level of thought, come out of my mouth without annoying the group. So thank you for not getting annoyed. But you're speaking of Venus, and you point out Venus is closer to the sun than the Earth. Yes, and therefore it can't be beyond 90 degrees from the sun. Now, right, it can't be beyond 90 degrees, but at the greatest angle. So if I'm looking at the sun, Right, I would see Venus, but I wouldn't see Venus at 90 degrees at the max. I would see it, and is that called opposition? I would see it at maybe what, 85 degrees, 80 degrees, something like that. I mean, Venus's orbit isn't 93 million miles, it's something like maybe 54 million miles. So we would see its greatest extent if we're looking directly at the sun, and Venus is at its greatest extent from us, from the sun. I guess it's called opposition. It would be maybe 85 degrees, maybe 80 degrees, maybe 75 degrees. I don't know. You can zoom in and photograph Jupiter and its four biggest moons and show them that the lights up there is four big moons. That's can be. Oh, okay. So this is like really low hanging fruit stuff. That was an easy one. Yes, I said yes, it's Venus. Um, yeah, I'm about to wrap it up in 5 minutes. C4, thank you. Again, this is new for me. I'm gonna try to make it more entertaining, less irritating. But it's gonna be a practice. Um, Yeah, I think it's a maximum extension. Yeah, there's all these different terms. There's conjunction, opposition, apogee, perigee, and so on and so forth. And when I was younger, I used to love that stuff. I used to be like, okay, I'm gonna know what all these terms are, because it would be like you would have a shape, like a circle would have, a tangent line. There would be these different terms for the different ways you could draw lines in and through a circle. And I caught on pretty early. Oh yeah, that works with orbital mechanics, but I didn't understand it. Fourth grade, what that was. Um, Opposition is when the sun, Earth, and Jupiter are in a straight line. Okay, so that's opposition. So what would conjunction be? So conjunction. Let's look up conjunction. Conjunction in astronomy. Astronomy, not astrology. Oh, so conjunction is when two objects appear to be close together. Yeah, well, Don is debunked. The first letter in his name is a D, and the D stands for debunked. Don, you are debunked. Oh my goodness, we're talking about communism. See, this is what I'm saying. They talk about communism. What does communism have to do with this stuff? Socialism. I'm getting so sick of people saying, "Look, you disagree with me. That means you're a socialist." You know what that is? So a bunch of racist white people got sick of being called racist. So they're like, geez, how do we neutralize this effective effort? So they would try to call people that criticize them as racist. That went on for the past, like from like 2005 until 2015. That finally stopped working. So now they're like, what if we just call people socialists? I mean, if you're not a blind supporter of capitalism in all its forms, we could just call you a socialist. And it doesn't matter if your brother died from police brutality. I mean, you're just a socialist because you're not blindly supporting police activities, no matter what they are. Blind loyalty. Um, he says, nice try, but no, that's just a phenomenal part of one image. How is that part insufficient? And here is the video. Oh yeah, that Pontchartrain video is awesome. Pontchartrain Causeway video. I mean, that video is just awesome. Road trip. Mm. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is it. 2 minutes and 26 seconds of flat Earth destruction. There's one thing about in the English language that gets me is the use of an adjective. Does it describe what the noun does, or does it describe what the verb does? So, like, watch this. So you say flat Earth destruction. Are you saying that you're bringing destruction in the name of the flat Earth? Like, flat earthers are destroying flat Earth destruction, or is it flat Earth destruction? You're destroying the flat Earth. It's always been kind of a confusion with that. So anyway, we're down to 4 people. Dawn, here is your debunk in video. Now my computer is slowing down. Boom. Don is a bonehead for sure. That's what he is. Nice. Nice. Doop, 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 doop. Well, I'm gonna end it right at 3 o'clock. And with that, I will say thank you guys very much. Don't give up on me yet. We're gonna make this to a nice little. We're gonna have a nice little, like, we're gonna have a starring flat earth, like next episode will be this flat earther, and you'll see me, whether I'm trolling or trying to get the flat earther to respond, and just like go over some of his biggest hit, and then we're gonna like label him, just to pick with him, and that's it. So Dawn's response is a strange phenomenon. Yeah, that's what a debunk does for the ignorant. That's what a debunk does for the ignorant. Happens all the time. All right. Well, I'm signing off. Thank you. Thank you all.